haunting shadows of the forest. The cool breeze rustled the leaves above as we set up camp near the heart of the ancient forest. I was excited for our weekend adventure, surrounded by friends and the beauty of nature. Our group consisted of 5 close friends: Lily, Mark, Sarah, Jake, and myself, Ethan. We were all seasoned campers, and our laughter echoed through the woods as the sun dipped below the horizon. The evening went smoothly. We shared ghost stories around the campfire, their eerie whispers blending with the night's ambient sounds. Unbeknownst to us, the forest seemed to grow darker, and the shadows loomed larger than ever before. Ignoring the chill running down my spine, I attributed the feeling to the stories we had shared. As the clock struck midnight, a peculiar hush fell upon the campsite. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching us from the depths of the woods. Lily suggested a group hike under the moonlight to lighten the mood, and despite my unease, I agreed, thinking it would dissipate my fears. The moon cast an ethereal glow over the forest, but the light seemed to dance erratically between the trees. My heart pounded as we ventured further into the unknown, but I tried to maintain a facade of bravery for my friends. I couldn't let them see my unease. I was the one who had suggested this camping trip, after all. As we pressed on, a sense of disorientation enveloped us. The forest that had been familiar to us during the day had transformed into an unfamiliar labyrinth. Panic clawed at the edges of my mind, but I swallowed hard, convincing myself that we would find our way back. That's when we heard it. A haunting melody that seeped through the trees, captivating our senses. It was both beautiful and haunting, like a siren's call that we couldn't resist. Sarah took a step forward, drawn by the enchanting sound, and the rest of us followed, spellbound by the mysterious music. The forest seemed to warp around us, twisting reality as we wandered deeper into its clutches. The enchanting tune led us to an ancient stone circle surrounded by towering trees. The moonlight fell on the center of the circle, illuminating an ominous symbol etched into the stones. Despite my inner turmoil, I couldn't help but feel a strange compulsion to approach the symbol. As if in a trance, we all reached out to touch it simultaneously. A blinding light enveloped us, and when it faded, only I remained in the circle. My friends had vanished, leaving me alone with the eerie silence of the forest. Terrified and disoriented, I called out their names, but my voice echoed into the void, unanswered. Panic seized me, and I stumbled backward, desperate to escape the stone circle and its unsettling aura. But the forest seemed to have shifted its boundaries, and no matter which direction I ran, I found myself back at the center. The haunting melody returned, whispering in the wind, and I realized that I was not alone. The shadows danced around the edges of my vision, and an unsettling presence loomed over me. My heart pounded in my chest as I turned to see a ghastly figure emerging from the darkness. Its eyes glowed like fiery embers, and its skeletal hands reached out for me. Fear rooted me to the spot, and I could do nothing but watch as the figure approached. In a chilling voice, it spoke words that sent shivers down my spine, words that seemed to echo in my mind. Welcome, lost soul, your friends are now a part of this cursed forest, forever bound by its enchantment. You, too, shall never leave, for the forest feeds on the souls it claims. Terror overwhelmed me, but I refused to give in to the darkness that surrounded me. With all my strength, I broke free from the trance and sprinted away, pushing through the barriers that held me captive. As I ran, the forest seemed to twist and contort, its haunting shadows clawing at my heels. My heart pounded in my ears, urging me to escape. I couldn't let my friends' fates become mine. At long last, I burst through the tree line and stumbled into the open clearing where our campsite had once been. But to my horror, there was no sign of my friends, only the remnants of our campfire smoldering in the night. I am the sole survivor of that haunting night in the forest, haunted by the chilling memory of my lost friends and the malevolent darkness that lurks within. I can never forget the haunting shadows of the forest and the cursed stone circle that claimed the souls of those I held dear. To this day, I wonder if I will ever escape the haunting melody that calls me back to those woods, forever tempting me to join the friends I lost in that fateful encounter with the unknown. As days turned to weeks and then months, my memories of that night haunted my dreams. The forest had stolen my friends, and I felt responsible for leading them into its clutches. I couldn't shake the guilt that gnawed at my soul. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, I returned to the outskirts of the cursed forest. My heart pounded in my chest, fear battling with a desperate need for closure. I had to know what had happened to my friends, even if it meant facing the darkness once more. As I ventured deeper into the forest, I noticed a strange, ethereal glow emanating from the heart of the woods. The haunting melody filled the air, tugging at my soul like an invisible string. I followed the sound, my mind torn between trepidation and a sense of urgency. Finally, I reached the ancient stone circle where my friends had vanished. The symbols etched into the stones seemed to pulse with an eerie energy, and the air crackled with an otherworldly power. As I stood in the center, the ground trembled beneath my feet, and the stones began to glow with an intense light. A spectral figure materialized before me, and I gasped in shock as I recognized the face of the ghastly figure that had spoken to me that fateful night. "Who are you?" I stammered, my voice barely above a whisper. The figure gazed at me with sorrowful eyes. "I am not your enemy, Ethan. I was once a guardian of this forest, tasked with protecting its secrets. Long ago, I too was ensnared by the forest's malevolent magic. The stone circle binds us, preventing us from leaving. What happened to my friends? Are they trapped here too?" I asked, my voice trembling with emotion. The spectral figure nodded gravely. "Yes, they are trapped within the forest's embrace, just like I am. The haunting melody lures unsuspecting souls to the stone circle, where the forest claims them. It feeds on the life force of those who enter, using their energy to sustain its dark power." Tears welled up in my eyes as the weight of my friend's fate settled heavily on my shoulders. "Is there any way to free them? Can we break the curse?" The figure sighed, a whisper of wind through the trees. "Breaking the curse is possible, but it requires great sacrifice. The forest is sustained by the darkness within." The figure's words echoed in my mind, and I knew what I had to do. If there was a chance to save my friends from the clutches of the cursed forest, I would take it, no matter the cost. "Tell me what I must do," I said, my voice steady despite the fear that churned in my stomach. The spectral figure explained that the forest drew power from the darkest parts of its price owners' souls. To break the curse and free my friends, I needed to confront the darkness within myself and offer a selfless act of sacrifice. With determination in my heart, I delved deep into the recesses of my mind, confronting my fears, regrets, and guilt. The memories of that fateful night intertwined with my most profound insecurities, threatening to consume me. But I refused to let the darkness overpower my resolve. Days turned into weeks as I navigated the treacherous journey of self-discovery. The forest tested me, throwing illusions and challenges my way, but I persevered. I battled my own demons while facing the haunting melodies and shadows that sought to deter me. Finally, standing once again in the heart of the stone circle, I felt a newfound strength and clarity. The spectral figure appeared before me once more, and this time, I met its gaze with unwavering determination. "I am ready," I declared, my voice resonating with conviction. The figure nodded solemnly. "To break the curse, you must offer an act of true selflessness. You must sacrifice something of great value to you, something that represents the light within your soul." I knew what I had to give up. The love I held for my friends, my longing to have them back by my side. With a heavy heart, I spoke the words of sacrifice, offering my deepest connection to them. I give up my desire to have my friends return to me. I release them from my hold and wish them peace in their journey, wherever it may lead. As the words left my lips, a blinding light erupted from the stone circle, enveloping me in its embrace. The forest seemed to tremble, and the haunting melody transformed into a song of liberation. When the light dissipated, I found myself outside the stone circle, the forest returning to its normal state. But I was not alone. My friends stood before me, their expressions a mixture of confusion and relief. "Ethan, what happened?" Lily asked, her eyes filled with gratitude. "I broke the curse," I replied, a bittersweet smile on my lips. "I had to sacrifice my desire to have you all back, but it was the only way to free you from the forest's hold." Tears filled their eyes as they realized what I had done. Sarah stepped forward and embraced me tightly. "Thank you, Ethan, you saved us." The sense of closure washed over us, knowing that our ordeal was finally over. We made our way back to the campsite, sharing stories of our individual experiences while separated. The haunting shadows that had tormented us had now lost their grip on our souls. With each passing day, the forest's darkness waned, and the enchanting melody gradually faded into the distant past. We returned to our normal lives, forever bound by the unique bond we shared from that harrowing experience. As years passed, the memory of that night remained etched in our minds. We cherished the newfound appreciation for each other and the strength that arose from overcoming our fears and confronting our own darkness. Though the forest remained a place of mystery and caution, we found solace in knowing that we had broken its curse. Its secrets no longer held us captive, and the haunting shadows of the forest became nothing more than a distant memory. In the end, it was not just me who saved my friends, it was the power of friendship, resilience, and the strength of the human spirit that pulled us back from the brink of darkness. And as we stood together under the moonlit sky, we understood that sometimes, the greatest battles we face are within ourselves. The haunting shadows of the forest had forever changed us, but it was the love and courage we found in one another that illuminated our path, guiding us through the darkness and back into the light.